Hi there, this is Amanda Frankel with our Crafty Playdate, and we are on the third of 3 cards from our September 2023 Christmas Club. This card is easy, fast, and pretty cute, and I'm going to show you some tricks on how to make it fast, but it's kind of elegant too. You could dress this card up if you wanted to kind of step it up a little bit by taking a Wink of Stella pen, which, nope, I don't have one here, but normally I have one at the ready all the time, but you could just take one and kind of whoosh, 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 whoosh on a couple of the trees to make it look like sparkly snow. But I like it like this. So let's get started. All right, we are using a garden green card base. So this is just a standard 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, folded in half, and this is the way I fold. All right, and then these are, instead of being the normal panel, which would be 5.25 by 4, I have cut them 1/4 of an inch smaller each way. So they are 5 by 3 3/4, and that way I'm going to have a bigger frame around the outside. See that? It's going to give me a bigger frame around the outside. All right, so the stamp that we are using today is, I don't know its name. It's cute. You can tell I have not been delving too deeply into the, oh, here, it's right here. It is the Fragrant Forest. See, you could see where this is white. You really could like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh a little bit of Wink of Stella to make it sparkly. It'd be pretty. So that's what we're using. And I am using my Stamparatus because I love it that much. If you don't have one, I'm very sad and sorry for you. You can get them on eBay. It will cost you a fortune. Or you can just ink this, lay this down on top of it, and rub it with a piece of paper under your hand so you don't get ink all over your hand, and that'll do the same kind of thing. I just like this because if I don't get a great image, I can always just re-ink it and stamp it again. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ink it up, and I am using garden green ink. So everything here is just garden green and white. 2 colors, loads of fun. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up. Sometimes when you're doing a big stamp like this, you get a little bit of a line, and that is from your ink pad, like right here. See that light colored line? That is like the edge of the ink pad was there, and so it left a little mark. If that happens and you're using a Stamparatus, you can use this thing too. It's pretty handy. It's like an air hockey sliding thing. If you get one and you get one of those lines, like there's one, see it? Then all I have to do is re-ink, and I want it a little darker anyway. I want a little more color. All right, so there you go. And now I can just close it. I didn't move my paper, so it's in the same spot, and rub it a little bit, give it a little massage, and open it up. And see how I didn't get there at all? So I'm gonna use my little tool. Oh, I'm not. I don't know where I threw it. Here we go. Give it a little pressure right there. You can tell when you're using your Stamparatus where you didn't give enough pressure because there's still ink on it. I'm just crazy today. All right. Oh, perfect. Okay. So I'm going to take that off. And since I didn't see the detail, there's a lot of fine detail on this. Since I didn't move it when I had my Stamparatus, I didn't have to try and, place it again. It worked out super easily. All right, this is just liquid glue. So that's nothing to worry about. Don't put more than that. That is a lot of glue as it stands. See that? That is a lot of glue. A lot of people like to put a lot or put dots. If you put dots, it gives like a bump. So just do really light little bit of glue. You don't need a lot. Your card is not going through a wind tunnel. The other stamp that we're using, sorry, I had to go get it. It's one of those days, is Joy to You. And I loved this. With these big words like this, it just gives you some space to do some stuff. I think it's good. And also I am using a 2 3/4 square of paper. Maybe I'm cutting one for you today. That's possible. Okay, well, I guess I'm cutting it for you because I don't know where I put it. It's about the size of a Post-it note, so I probably used it as a Post-it note. That's very possible. It's me, guys. All right, so I think that's what this size is, but I'm going to just double check it. It is 2 3/4 squared. So I have a piece right here of paper. I'll grab a trimmer. Not that trimmer. We're crazy today. All right, 2 3/4 squared. Not a problem. This is an older trimmer, but it's okay. All right, so 2 3/4 squared. You can see where I squared that up. And that's my piece right there. And I'm going to stamp it. Now, I don't need a mat under this because this stamp that I'm going to use from the Joy to You, it's cling, but it's a red rubber one. See that? So that already has cushion. See that cushion layer? So that means you don't need to use a pad. So I don't need to. So I'm just going to ink that up and stamp it. And I'm going to stamp it kind of low and relatively centered. Yeah, that's all right. All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. All right, I'm going to close this up. And then I'm going to tie a bow. So this bow doesn't have to be very big. I am going to use a bow maker. If you want one of these, my email address is in the description below. Send me an email with the word bow maker in the subject line, and I will get that for you. So this, I've got them here. My customer, they're not Stampin' Up. They didn't come in the catalog. My customer's husband made them for me. All right, this is just a garden green ink. I think this might have been from last Christmas season, but you can just use any garden green ink. And it's just a bow, just a standard bow. This is why you want a bow maker if you don't already have one. I'm just going to shorten that a little bit because it makes the perfect little bow every single time. If you need that in slow-mo, you can watch it again, or there's a video way back in my video archives. Like if you go way back toward the very beginning, it might have been my very first video of me making a bow, so that people can see how to use the bow maker. All right, that one left a little fuzzy. All right, so I want that to be right about there. So I'm just going to fold this ear back. And then I'm going to pull this one back, and I don't need all this extra ribbon. So I'm just going to tie it. So normally I don't cut any ribbon off the spool until after I've already tied my bow. You've seen that in my other videos. And I do that to save ribbon. But look, that looked like it was just a little piece left, and I still have a little piece. That could be a little knot. All right, that's this. And this whole thing is going to go on some dimensionals. So I'm just going to give it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a shout out to, I have 2 of my customers who come to my classes a lot, and one is been a little sick and under the weather, and she lives local, and the other one just had some surgery and she lives in Arizona. So I hope they're watching this so that they can put their kits together that they have coming to them. That just goes right on there, and we're done. Super easy card, even when you have to pull out your cutter and trim again. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator of your own, I would really love to be yours. Everything that I used today, which was really not a lot of supplies, is in the description below. If this ribbon is not current, I don't know if it is or not, but if it is not current, I will list something below that I think you could use that would look good, so you still can make a great card. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.